that's good. You gotta try it, man. It's amazing. I could teach you how to tap dance.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you talk to her like that.
Your first kiss, 30 seconds is an eternity.
They kissed for 27 seconds.
I was like, am I pregnant? Like, what? Is this how this works? Tom, if we get in trouble for this, I swear to God, I'm never going to think that on my deathbed. I'm so excited.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Everybody Loves Tom. We have an awesome guest today. I'm so excited. The infamous, amazingly talented JoJo Siwa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Everybody loves Tom. Everybody.
Like, really, everybody kind of does, right?
Yeah.
So I made a cocktail. This has muddled raspberries, blackberries, lemon juice with a banana orange pineapple juice topped with a sparkling water.
Okay. And I try it now? It's not my
let's
time.
try it.
No alcohol, right?
No alcohol.
Tight. Cheers.
It's the JoJo Sparkle Splash.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that name.
JoJo Sparkle Splash?
Oh, shit. That's good.
Good, right?
You made this?
Mm-hmm.
I should have tried your blueberry cobbler.
Dude, right? I told
You were telling me about that.
Tom made this drink every day on Special Forces.
Yeah.
You gotta try it, man. It's amazing. You gotta try this drink. And Tom and I's
It's not what I sound like.
It's exactly what you sound
Pretty
like.
accurate.
Tom and I's beds are right next to each other, so he'd always have his little canister with his little blueberry cobbler. It was like hot water,
It was
sugar,
Yeah, it had like
blueberry juice or whatever it
It
was.
was tea with oat milk, and then it was this like berry concentrate. I don't know what that stuff was. It was basically
Pure
like
sugar.
Yeah, exactly. It was like watery jelly almost.
Yeah.
And then like
Why were they
can't-
giving that to you guys?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Tom mixed all that together. So we had all those items individually. So what we always had in our mess, which was like our kitchen, was water, hot water, tea packets, green tea packets, instant coffee, sugar, and then these two weird like watery jellies, a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And Tom would mix them up, and everyone would have like a coffee or a tea, or we also got electrolyte tablets, so we'd put that in warm water. But this man he called it his blackberry cobbler.
It tastes like blackberry cobbler.
It's a blackberry cobbler drink. It's so good. You gotta try it.
It's good for morale.
You gotta try it, man. Make you feel like you're at Thanksgiving dinner. You gotta try it.
Did you guys have like a secret little crafty station?
No.
No?
No.
It was
Where you're, like,
real.
starving.
Well, we kind of made our own at some point. Because
Yeah.
at some point, like for breakfast, there was there's always the same thing. So there was always scrambled eggs, plain oatmeal, a platter of white bread, and then a bowl of jelly and a bowl of dried fruits, like
Yeah.
dehydrated fruits. And so Tom would always take like a handful of the dehydrated fruits and like savor them. Like he would save them.
Oh, yeah, put it in my pocket.
And then he'd see him bust them out through the day, or whenever we got our surprise sandwich bags.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
those.
3 of the days they gave us a brownie in one, a chocolate cake in one, and then like a banana bread thing in one. And so we learned day one, like we like thought we were gonna get them every day, so we like ate it right away. Once we realized that it was a rare occasion, we basically would like savor, like we would take a bite, fold it back up, take a
Started
bite,
hoarding.
throw it in the bag.
Yeah.
We would hoard it.
If the
rationing.
DSs caught you eating during your like missions, would you get in trouble?
So you would never want to like that would be like the last thing. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but like last thing you would think of doing during a task
Yeah.
would be like, oh, let me get my snack out.
Yeah.
But in the accommodations, it still was like, okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to have this or not.
One of my favorite parts early on was when Tara Reid's she got caught smuggling in 3 packs of Marblites. Did you guys try to smuggle in any creature comforts, like anything?
Tom did.
You did?
I did. I smuggled in like a vape, pictures, and a
I
pair of, like,
remember when
sunglasses.
Tom pulled his vape out in the accommodations.
She was not happy about it because she thought we were all gonna get in trouble for it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I mean, in my defense, we all thought, I was like, did he have this fucking watching? Like,
I get it.
and the whole thing was like, police each other up, hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
This man pulls out a vape. I was like, Tom! This was after he pissed in a corner and got us all in trouble.
Well, yeah.
Tom didn't feel like making the journey to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
In
so
the
he just-
I didn't want to.
room?
I didn't
You
want to
peed in the room?
No,
No,
I went
no.
outside and
He
peed
drove
around the
Bart in
side.
corner.
I didn't want to wake anybody up. I felt bad.
Then we all got in trouble for it. So then when he whipped the vape out, I was like, homie.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't fucking say anything, JoJo. No one's going to know. And I was like, Tom, if we get in trouble for this, I swear to God. I was was like, it's fine. It's
My favorite part at one point, we won't say when, but at one point when we're like whispering.
I'm so scared.
When we're whispering and you're like, hey, don't yell. And I'm like, I'm not yelling.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like, don't you fucking talk to her like that.
Don't yell at her like that. Wait a minute. Stop.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
We got a little aggressive.
So wait, so out of like, obviously, you
I
came-
hope they hear that.
Yeah.
So I know.
Oh my God, please. It's so funny. I like wanted to laugh right away.
You guys just want to be like, shut the fuck up.
panicking. I was fucking panicking. You've been on Dancing with the Stars. You've
Yeah.
been on Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Oh, you just did that show.
Name that tune, that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you talking just reality shows?
Just shows in general. Like out of all of them, how do you rate them?
So like my favorites that I've gotten to do, for sure, Dance Moms. First show that I ever did was Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. It's a spinoff basically of Dance Moms, a little like sideshow from it. Masked Singer was incredible. Dancing with the Stars was unreal. Special Forces, of course, was amazing. When I was little, I got to do they did lip sync battle shorties. So it was lip sync battle, but it was for kids. And
cool.
I was the Chrissy Teigen, and Nick Cannon was the LL Cool J. So Nick and I got to host it together, which was really fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been around the block of my own TV shows as well, reality style. I had a 16th birthday TV show, a dream concert TV show, one called JoJo Siwa My World. We did Siwa's Dance Pop Revolution, where I found my girl group, XOMG Pop. So I've been around the block of reality shows. It's a toss-up for me of Dancing with the Stars and Special Forces.
Really?
As my number 1 and 2. Yeah, Dance Moms would be the number 3 for sure. But Dancing with the Stars I loved because it was longer.
Yeah.
It was 74 days of
wow.
every day.
Wow.
And Dancing with the Stars is intense. It is stressful. It is pressure. But I had the best time of my life on it. But Special Forces, like, I think just because of the way it changed my life was both shows changed my life for very different reasons. But both brought me something that I was missing and needed to find in my life.
What do you feel? How do you feel that Special Forces has changed you in a sense?
It's interesting. I feel like pre-Forces, it was always my job, my career. And then while we were there, I mean, I think we all realized like what we really care about and what we really value in life. And so for me, I remember like I want to go home and like live, and enjoy it more, because I feel like I got in kind of a rut of just like the only thing that matters is work and numbers and career.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna think that on my deathbed. And I think I explained to my family, I was like, I physically am okay, but mentally I died. Like mentally I went away. Mentally I was gone. And it took me, when we were back, I mean, and I'm sure you felt this too, like it took me a second to like come back. Like
To reacclimate.
yeah, and so like I think going to mental bottom was the best part about Forces. Like it just gave you somewhere to like really go to live now.
Yeah, I remember being there and not wanting to leave.
Yeah.
There was like a sense of
I feel like you and I would have just stayed the whole, like we would have,
yeah.
we were like,
I
can
would
we
have
do it
just
again?
stayed there. Like,
Yeah.
let's do another 8 days.
Yeah.
Um,
Like as torturous as it was at night when you were like, damn, I did that, was the coolest feeling.
that release of like, that's why like in that one scene, like I was like crying, laughing,
Yeah.
shitting.
Coming out of all the ends.
It's
there.
efficient. I like that
Total
line.
relief.
It was
Get it all done
it's
at once.
efficient.
Yeah, it's efficient. I think it's when you do those things where you push yourself so far, and like after you've done it, you're just like the high of like, wow, I actually like went through that. I actually did
Yep.
that. Is like, it's such an amazing feeling. I used to get that when I wrestled. We
I
would
didn't know
run
you were a
so
wrestler.
yeah.
That makes so much sense too, though. Now about like knowing you, okay. Forgive me, I didn't know you before Forces.
No, I didn't know you either.
I didn't know anybody going into it. I knew Black China, but only because her kid was a JoJo fan, and Brian because we did Dancing with the Stars together. Those were the only people that I knew going into it. But then, like getting to know you, I was like, all right, reality star, like what you got? You know what I mean? Like I did not expect you to be fucking Tom the Tank. I was like, damn, what's this dude's background?
Thanks.
It's pretty scrappy.
Yeah, you were
Wrestling makes sense.
such a cheerleader. Like,
You were kind of unflappable. Your positivity was
Yeah, it was
contagious,
great.
JoJo.
I just tried to make everyone happy. Like I just tried to keep all the boys' spirits up. You know what I mean? Like
if you know, at times, like, you know, you're like getting your shit kicked out, and you're like, oh, okay, JoJo, we got it. And then, but it's like, but then, like, immediately after, like personally, I would think that I'd be like, well, thank God she's being like this. I actually really appreciate it.
Yeah. I remember in the beginning, like I was like, damn, these boys gotta be so annoyed with me by now. Like, cause like the reality of it is, I'm a 20-year-old, not kid anymore, but like I'm a 20-year-old kid. Y'all are men, you know what I mean? Like, Nick is fucking 43, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to be hanging out. But then at some point, like, we all were like, nah, this is just the vibe of everyone. And like, I think once everyone realized too that like, I knew really when it was time to shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone realized like I was only there to help, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't being positive to like, you know how some people are like fake positive and it's just irritating and you're like, just shut the fuck up.
It's more about them like rubbing it in your face that they're like better than you in a sense. Like, and I was like I didn't know you at all.
At first I come across like that.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, yes. But then I was like, as time I was like a very short amount of time, I like realized like where you come, like where you come from. And you know, like from what I've know about you and from what I've seen, like you're always so approachable.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so sweet. You're so giving.
Super well grounded, by the way, for all the success you've had from such a young age. Pop sensation, titan of the industry. Like I've only met you once, but you seem so well balanced and grounded.
I got a damn good mom.
Yeah.
Got a good mom and good best friends and a good dad. They all keep me in place.
By the way, when you talked about your family on Special Forces, I cried with you, just so you know.
Yeah.
I cried immediately.
It's interesting though, because the thing about Forces is it really does like just strip you to what you really are. And it's like you can try to put on a front, but the DS are so smart.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit who you are. They don't give a shit about your success. They don't give a shit about your fails. Like, for you, I think going into it too, like in your brain, you're like, man, the whole world thinks one thing about me, right? DS didn't give a shit. They don't care. They care about how you do and your grit in this bee sting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talked about that the other day, JoJo. This is what really got the hooks in me is like when your DS, when he was first addressing you, he's like, "What's your name?" And you go, "JoJo," and the way he said it with such disdain, he's like, "JoJo." He's
I
like,
don't like you,
"Don't
JoJo.
look at me anymore. I don't like you." I was like, I laughed so hard. I was cackling.
I remember being there and like looking at him and being like,
Yeah, you kind of were like,
that's a turn on. I was like, you're lucky I'm gay, buddy. You're lucky I'm gay.
So who do you think was tougher on you? You know, the DS for Special Forces, or do you think maybe Abby on Dance Line?
Oh, different types of toughness, but very similar at the same time.
Because obviously we're only there for 8 days.
Yeah.
And Abby,
Dance
I mean,
Moms was
that's
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Thing for me with Dance Moms is it was tough as hell, but it was everything I ever wanted. And that is just how the dance world is. Like, that's how all my teachers have been growing up. I went to Dance Moms when I was 11, so I had 10 years of dance before going to Dance Moms. I started when I was very, very young. And my mom was my dance teacher for most of my life. And so...
What style of dancing did you guys do? And
everything.
Everything. Jazz,
tap, ballet, hip-hop, lyrical, contemporary, musical theater. The full 9 yards.
What's your favorite? You think?
Ooh.
I'm sure you probably like different.
Technical dance, I really do. I like contemporary a lot. I like hip hop. There's a style called jazz funk where it's like a little like.
I've never heard of that.
It's like if because there's hip hop that can be like the like pop and lockin' type of hip hop, or the like funky girly hip hop, and that's what I like. I like that like funky, hot, cool hip hop.
Okay.
But then Dancing with the Stars gave me love for ballroom. I love a jive, love a cha-cha, love an Argentine tango. So many styles.
It's crazy. I was taking classes.
Oh, and
dance
fucking
classes.
tap. How did I forget about tap? Sorry.
Tap,
I love
tap
tap.
seems tap seems the most different out of all of them from everything.
Tap's interesting because it's very complicated. But as a competitive dancer, I mean, you take basic tap your whole life. You take a tap class a week, whereas like technique class, jazz class, ballet class, you would take that. I mean, six classes a week. And so tap, you're always like it's just there, so that way you have it. But now that I'm older, like I put a tap room in my house because I love it so much.
Tap room.
Yeah.
Wow. Never heard of that, but
Yeah.
you think I should get a tap room?
I mean,
Fuck yeah.
being able to tap dance is super charming. I don't know, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
something
could teach you how
about
to
it.
tap dance.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Let's go buy you
Right
some
now?
tap shoes.
Okay, I was like, right now.
I'm just gonna walk around the mall in them.
Yeah. That's.
Okay.
I mean, look, as a little kid, that's what you do. You just wear them everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do they make quieter ones?
Yep. They're called tennis shoes.
Oh, okay. They put silencers on them.
Yeah. Just take the little plates off.
When we were coming up with Vanderpump Rules, we were actually going to work. You could find us at Sir and all that stuff. You just seem so like calm and adjusted. And I notice like sometimes with celebrities and people that I meet,
Yeah.
you know, that come across as not approachable. We deal with people like, you know, that are drinking and like excited about the show and stuff like that. You know, when I was bartending, I would have to cut people off that were like getting too drunk.
Yeah.
And they're also coming from Michigan to visit us. In your aspect, like what got you, do you think, so comfortable with dealing with fans?
I think growing up with it, I mean, it's been since I was 9. And so obviously I had 8 years before fame, but what do you remember from when you're 8? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I think just growing up in it, it's just kind of been my lifestyle. But I used to be around people who were very mean to fans. And that, when I would see that, I'd be like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? And it would
Yeah.
be like people that were bigger, more famous than I was at the time. And so they would get recognized and I wouldn't. And I would be like, that's just not cool. Like, you know what I mean? I understand,
Yeah.
like, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you don't want to take a picture. But, like, you smile and you do. Anyways, it's part of the territory.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it's like these people, you know, it can be annoying at times,
Yeah.
especially like if you're in a big group and you're like
Yeah.
at a music festival trying to like walk through a crowd and you
Yep.
get stopped. But like it's, you know, it's one of those
Yep.
things where you have just a moment to make somebody's day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too. You're either going to make their day, sometimes even their life,
Yeah.
or they're going to then hate you. You know what I mean? And, like,
It's
my
work.
other thing is, too, is, like, if somebody's coming up to you and they're being very rude and inconvenient, you're taking a piss, and you hear over the stall, JoJo, I love you. Can I take a picture with you? You're like, I'm pissing. Now you just announced a whole bathroom that I'm in here. Like,
Yeah.
but in their head, they're not thinking that. They're thinking, oh my God, JoJo's in here. I'm going to ask her while she's peeing because then she's behind a closed door. And if she wants to say no, it's less awkward. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and so like, I always try to remember, like, even if somebody is being inconvenient, they never mean to be.
Totally.
I
And if
met
most
Jack
times.
Black in the bathroom before.
you did,
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
I
was
believe
changing.
that.
You asked
was-
for a picture?
No, I didn't. I was bartending his wedding and he was
Will you
like,
bartend my wedding?
okay.
All right, sick.
Okay.
That wasn't a yes or
locked
no.
him in.
It was just an okay.
he's ordained too. He actually,
Yeah.
he ordained one of my weddings.
Really?
Yeah.
I got married
Ordained
twice.
minister.
Same girl.
I could
Really?
literally.
Now divorced.
Yeah.
You got wait.
Maybe you don't want him then.
Pause.
It's a long story.
You got married.
yeah.
divorced.
Lost his marriage license.
So-
Okay.
I had
So-
we had like the all right.
Fairy tale wedding.
I had the fairy tale dream wedding in the woods, Northern California. Everything was perfect. It was perfect. And then we couldn't find my marriage license, so I was like, why not do the over the top like shotgun, like cheesy Vegas style wedding?
Yep.
So we did the best of both worlds.
Got
and
it.
it was awesome. Anyways, he was dressed as
And how did that work out for you now?
were you dressed as?
You could watch all this, by the way.
Like an Elvis.
It's all documented.
It's all on
Oh
TV.
shit!
HD, yeah.
Amazing.
Anyways,
Did you go to a normal high school? Because obviously you experienced fame at such an early age.
Yeah.
And obviously, like when we were growing up, we didn't have like social media
Yeah.
or anything like that. I
Yeah.
mean, now it's like you hear stories. It's like, I can't imagine like you
Going to school like that.
going
Yeah.
to school and like coming into school on a Monday and like something happened and then it snowballed into this
Yeah.
rumor or whatever and people are posting about it everywhere and
Yeah.
it's like,
That happened to my first girlfriend. We dated while she was in high school.
how old were you?
I was 16. I was 16. Nope, 17. I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, and so she was 16, I was 17, and she was a junior. And so like when we started dating, she was in high school, and the day that it came out publicly that it was her and I that was dating, her school like principal came and got her, brought her to the office, had like a police officer there, and was like, "We just want to make sure like you're okay, like you're safe here." And she was like, "What the fuck? Like I was here yesterday, I'm fine." Like,
Whoa. And this was in L.A.
No, Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah, we were long distance, but
So we just want to. We don't want to make a big deal out of anything, but can you please come to the office and like
no, fully. And then it became a thing, like because people didn't even know that her and I were friends. So then when it was public that her and I dated, everyone was like, "What?" Like it became like she didn't really know that it was going to be as dramatic as it was, and I didn't either. I didn't know, and so like that taught me a lot fast. But
when did you first like you came out as queer or
gay, lesbian? At first, I thought it was pansexual. And then I have a gay best friend who I love to death, and he's gay. But I realized with him, I was like, man, I love you so much, but I could never, ever, ever be with a man. Like, this is the most love I've ever felt to a man, and I could never, ever love you like that. Anyways, so yeah, now I say gay, lesbian. So that same girl I had, we met on a cruise ship, and this was when I was 16.
Okay, yeah, you kind of mentioned.
And I was like, "Oh, so like when did you know you were gay?" And I was 16, she was 15, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm straight." And I laughed, and I was like, "No, you're not." And she was like, "No, I am. Here's my boyfriend." And I was like, "Okay, come talk to me in 6 months when you realize you're gay." So then we stayed friends. She lived in Florida, I lived in California. And then 6 months later, she called me and was like, "I think I'm bisexual." I was like, "No, you're gay. Already told you this. Call me when you realize you're gay."
Your hand.
Yeah, no, like literally. But I was like, proud of you, not to shut it down, but like, it'll be okay. Like you'll eventually be able to tell me you're fully gay. But like, sure, go be bisexual for a minute. And we had a really fun friendship dynamic. So that wasn't in a malicious way. It was in a more screw with her way. And then 6 more months later, I went down to Florida for a trip. And it was my first time that I was going to get to see her since the cruise. And she came up to meet with me. My whole family's there. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, whoa, what is this feeling? Like, I never felt this before. But in my head, I'm like, shit, like she's my best friend. Like, I know she likes girls. She doesn't know I like girls. I don't know I like girls. Why do I feel like this? This is weird. Why do I want her to like me? Why do I want her to hold my hand? We would play this game called Jaden and Abby, which is my brother and his girlfriend, where we would like do what they did. And so like if Jaden put his arm around Abby, she'd put her arm around me, and like
That's cute.
yeah, it was cute. And then I realized that I had a crush on her. She tried to get me to admit to it, and I was like, nah, I'm not telling you who my crush is. And then she was the first person that I ever admitted, I have a crush on a girl too. She's like, I knew you were gay. I was like, no, I'm pansexual. And then eventually, after like 10 days of us hanging out.
Were you scared? Were you nervous?
Terrified, because
I've did that moment. I feel like those moments in our lives forever change us.
Forever.
They're so pivotal. I remember mine. I actually was talking about it last week.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to hear you talk about yours. Like it forever changes you.
Yeah.
In such I feel like in a very positive way. It's like you literally grow up. Like
Yeah.
it's like Mario getting the mushroom, and like
Yeah.
literally it's like that moment is so pivotal.
It's like that like big eye open, like, whoa.
You're owning it. You're owning who you are. You're
Yep.
owning how you feel.
Yep.
With in a world that you feel like will judge you, or you're not good enough
Yeah.
for in a way, and then it's like you take
And it
that
was
moment.
kind of in like
It's empowering.
I knew my family wasn't gonna like judge me, but I still didn't know. And then I knew my friends wouldn't judge me, but like I still didn't know. You know what I mean? And at the time I didn't know any other lesbians. She was the only girl that I knew that like liked girls. And so it was still scary to me, you know what I mean? But I felt like, nothing else matters. Like the only thing that matters is this feeling that I have for this girl, and it's crazy.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's so beautiful. It's the best feeling.
Yeah. So then on the last night that we were together, I told her, I was like, look, it's you. Like, I like you. And she was like, she was stoked about it. And she told me that she liked me. And then about a week and a half later, classic lesbian style, she became my girlfriend. And then, we had a great relationship. We dated for 9 months. And then once again for 3 months. And now we're able to have a civil friendship, which is nice. Of course, it's tricky at times because, you have such a massive past. She was my first love. She's a great human. We were meant to be together at the time, but not anymore. You know what I mean?
Does she live in? Oh,
She's here now.
okay.
Yeah, she moved out here for school. Yeah, it's crazy your life journey. Like I remember when I guess I was starting to go into my coming out story then publicly, but then I kind of aborted mission. I'll give you the quick rundown. So that night, like when I told her that I liked her, the next night we had a little night, just a little night,
Okay.
like nothing too much. Like the most I had ever done was like kissed a boy for 30 seconds. That's like as much as I've ever done.
29, 30, done.
Yeah, no, literally. More like me counting like, wow, 30 seconds. That was amazing. Didn't know that there was a
It's
whole
an eternity though. When
that. I remember that.
your first kiss, 30 seconds is an eternity.
They kissed for 27 seconds.
No, it feels like I was like, am I pregnant? Like what? Is this how this works?
I need
Like
to make an appointment.
yeah. And so then we had like a little itty bitty bit of a night, and I actually like enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed kissing. I understood what it was now, and so then the next day I got to my car, and I walked her to her car, and then I got into my car, so I was with my family, and I'm sobbing because I didn't want to leave her, and my mom was like, "You really like her, don't you?" And I was like, and my mom straight up was like, "Do you like her as a friend or as more than a friend?" And I was like, more than a friend, because like I couldn't deny it anymore. Like we had kissed, we told each other we liked each other, and so then my mom was like, "Yeah, I figured." I was like, "Okay, sick." And then my best friend came over, and we hadn't seen each other because it was COVID, and so she came over and we did a distance backyard hangout, and she was like, "So what's new with you?" I was like, "Oh, nothing." Like I didn't know how to tell her, you know what I mean? And then I was like, "What's new with you?" And she was like, "Oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm dating women now." And I was like, "Oh my God, me too." Like that was the easiest coming out.
way.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Wow.
And then to
That worked out.
friends and family, I would call them and just play I kissed a girl, and then everyone knew. And then to the internet, I kind of got outed, but it was like on accident, but I was okay with it because it was true. I just didn't know how to tell anyone yet.
Do you think that maybe in a sense like kind of helped?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It opened the door for me to walk right through it. And I could have shut the door 100%, but I was
Yeah.
like, nah, it's true. Like I don't want to hide. And I didn't realize at the time, like I was 17, still a kid, still a child star, still working for a child network. And I guess I didn't realize like what massive stigma coming out had, and so people really praised me at the time, being like, "Whoa, you coming out to the internet, like how are you doing this publicly?" And like, yeah, the corporate that I worked for was like, "What are we gonna tell the kids?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what are we gonna tell the kids? Is that I'm happy? We're gonna tell the kids that
Yeah,
like,
it's like it's
I like a girl?"
2020 here. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, and it was
it's-
like, yo,
you know, this isn't the 90s. Like, you know.
And
Yeah,
I think now, I mean, if you're a kid listening to this, turn it off because you don't need to hear this. If you're an adult, though, this is valuable information. I think
we have a largely like 5 and under audience.
I
so-
figured, yeah. Everyone's like, Tom Sandoval, all the little 6-year-olds.
What's he known for?
We love you.
Cool.
Yeah, sick.
Babies.
Oh, yeah, this looks like what I want to listen to. No, but for the parents, this is valuable to know. Like, people hear gay, lesbian, and they instantly go to like girl having sex with another girl. They don't think like how Prince Charming likes Cinderella. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there is.
Because of people don't talk about it until they're older.
They don't talk about it
normally.
until they're older.
So like the Disney of it all is gone.
Right. And there's no.
The way it is with
Exactly. And I think that was the thing with me is like there was no child example of how a girl could like another girl, and it was sexually appropriate. The same way that an 11-year-old boy and an 11-year-old girl like each other and they hold hands and eat a fucking orange on the side of the road together. Like
Yeah.
I did that with a boy when I was 9. You know what I mean? The same way that's okay. That's also okay with a girl. But because there's never been that representation of that, people instantly think like, "Oh, you like a boy, you like a girl, y'all are fucking." You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
that's
It's been
not how it goes.
hypersexualized for a long time in media.
I also think it's just part of the word. It drives me nuts that it's called your sexuality because that's just where your brain goes. You know what I mean? You think
Oh, yeah.
you think that, and I think that's another part of it. But I think it's still a little bit stigmatized. But I think within the next few years, people are really gonna see like, no, it's the younger you are that you can realize that it's okay. Maybe not realize that you're gay, but like a 5-year-old isn't thinking like, oh man, that's another girl that I want to do it. Like, no, a 5-year-old thinking like, oh, I like that girl, like I like that boy. Like that's
It also probably, became a little hypersexualized in a sense because, people that are told you can't do something, they tend
wanna
to
do
like
it.
fight back and overcompensate. So that's why, like,
And most people-
on like
Yeah.
during Pride, they're like, yeah, I'm fucking gay, like, or
Yeah.
whatever, and they're like very outward about it.
Yep. And
because
most
they've
people
been
don't come out
oppressed.
till they're the age where that's all you want to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so, you hit a certain point in life where you understand, like, this is the phase of life that I'm in right now. I'm going to do this all the time, whether you're straight, whether you're gay. And so,
And it's something that, like, growing up, like, obviously, as a boy, like, you're gonna be more like comfortable around your boy
Yep.
friends.
Yep.
Like girls are like a mystery. They're like ew. Like same thing with like girls.
Yeah.
With boys. So it's like you need to understand like where how do you feel about that? Like where are you? Like is it something more? Is it what? You know what I'm saying? Like.
you're talking about me?
I'm just talking about like in general, like people like growing up, like sort
Yeah.
of just like exploring like where you are in a sense, because like
Yeah.
obviously you're gonna relate more to your own sex, like in
Yeah.
a sense because you are that, you
It's
know.
interesting because I, as a kid, related. It was easier for me to be friends, and it still is. Like if you think even just me on Forces, like who I'm friends with, I got closer to all the boys versus Savannah, Aaron, and Kelly. I mean, I'm pretty close to Savannah, but and Kelly and Aaron. Like obviously we're all family, but like
Yeah,
way closer to you, Tyler, Nick. Like Nick and Ty are like my fucking blood. You know what I mean? And like I've always just found it easier, even when I was little. Like I liked my brother's friends more than I liked my own friends. And I don't know if that's just me being gay or if boys are just easier to be friends with. And I could just see that some girls were just catty girls. But I think that the thing is no matter where you are in life, you're gonna find your people. And there will be phases of life where your people are female. There will be phases where they're male. There'll be phases where they might be non-binary. You know what I mean? But your people will come into your life when they're meant to, and they will leave your life when they're meant to. And I there was this quote in my movie, The J Team, that they wrote in the script, and it was saying that sometimes friends outgrow each other, and that's okay.
yeah,
And that's, I mean, it's such a true thing. Like people are gonna get on and off your bus, and you just kind of got to keep driving.
yeah. I mean, people are in different places in their lives. Like I
Yep.
have friends that, I live a very different lifestyle.
No,
Yeah.
super normal life.
Super normal. And I have friends that have, families and just they're different priorities, definitely different sleep schedules.
Yeah.
And it's just what happens.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it does.
I was thinking like, JoJo, like when you were 13, you were dropping bangers, getting like billions of views. You were you were established
Thank you.
at that point. I'm thinking back, Tom, when we were 13, I was learning how to kickflip, playing baseball,
Yeah.
probably collecting baseball cards, maybe
Yeah.
TPing a house
Yeah.
on
yeah,
a Friday.
TPing a house.
Like,
Never
is
done
there-
that.
Is there any part of you that yearns for
Wait.
that?
We should go TP a house.
All right.
We should go TP a house.
Let's just do it to someone we know so that we don't get in trouble.
Okay.
Say I'm a good kid.
Oh, this-
Let's go fucking do it to DSQ.
Does he live here?
He lives in San Diego.
Okay.
Let's take the road trip. That'll
All
be
right.
worth it.
Yeah, let's do it. You gotta
He'll never
TP.
expect it.
You gotta
to
TP a house. I TP'd I TP'd Jackson.
You did?
We TP'd Jackson's house. He didn't participate, but
Do you ever yearn for any of that? I won't say mundane because that stuff, I cherish that
let's TP
Normal
Kelly's
life.
house.
Okay.
Yes.
quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
Normal's all relative, of course. But I'm
Yeah.
wondering if do you ever just like want to?
I didn't know what normal life looked like because I was so in my bubble. My friends were only industry friends, and that was until I started dating. And then when I for real dating, I mean, I had a cutie little boyfriend. He was so cutie, and then I had this other cutie little boy that I talked to. But
When you held an orange with?
yeah. But once I dated my first girlfriend, she was normal. She went to normal school. She had a normal life, nothing to do with the industry. And so I got a glimpse into Friday night parties. And I got a glimpse into Friday night football. And I got a glimpse into homework. And I got a glimpse into high school. And I never I never realized that there was something even that I missed out on. And I think for me, I look at parties and I, even at that phase of life, and especially now that I'm older, but like even at that phase being 16, 17, it's like, that's stupid. Like, do not do that. Do not. I used to tell her all the time, I was like, if you drink, fine. I hate it, but fine. If you get in a car, we're done. Like, I will never. I won't tolerate. And I think sometimes, I see like that high school kid that thinks they're invincible. And I see that in a lot of high school kids. And I never wanted that. But what I did, like, I used to get so like, wow, I wish I could do that, is we would FaceTime and she would be literally walking into school. And I just like saw that and was like, that just looks so fun.
Like you
So
see.
you never you never went into like.
So when I was really little, I was 3. I came out to California. I got an agent. My mom brought me out here. My grandparents had a condo in Palm Springs, so we were able to go stay with them for a few months. And my mom taught me how to read. She taught me how to write, and she taught me how to do basic math when I was 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy. And so then when I was 5 and you go into kindergarten, I knew how to read, I knew how to write, I knew how to do math. And so it started like, all right, this is the letter A. And I was like, nah, like my brain just like couldn't work with it. And so we got me tested when I was little. I believe I was 5 when I went into kindergarten. I may have been 4. They may have sent me a little early because I was already kicking it. But then I got tested and I was at a 3rd grade level. And so my parents then were like, all right, let's homeschool.
In kindergarten?
In kindergarten, yeah.
Jeez.
So then my parents were like,
Hauser over here.
Yeah. And so then I
She knows that reference.
I'm just going with it.
You aged us, dude.
Neil Patrick Harris, he was a doctor when he was like 13 on the show.
That was even before my time.
Yeah. Before mine too, my parents told me about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
We cue up the theme song.
Yeah.
Slice that in.
So my parents homeschooled me. But my mom didn't want me to be the kid that graduated when she was 16. And so she was like, we're gonna hold her back, right? And that's important to the story because of how it ends. But so then they homeschooled me. I was homeschooled my whole life. When I was in 3rd grade, I went to real public school for the end of the semester. And we held me. So we held me from kindergarten to 3rd grade. I basically did like 3 years of 3rd grade because we just wanted me to like catch up. You know what I mean? Or
for everyone else to catch up.
Yeah, we wanted me to age catch up because I was there. And so I did classes at the zoo and just like fun stuff for a few years. And then I went to normal school, got state tested, and I was fine. I was very ahead, very advanced still. So I was like, school's not for me. Then that next year, 4th grade is when I started working in the industry. And so you do set on school 3 hours a day, get it all done. I'd get all my school done in an hour.
You were like 10 years old.
Yeah, I was 10. So then I was so fast with my school. On Dance Moms, I used to actually hack into the other girls' computers, and I would help them with their work. Like, yeah, it was fun.
Somehow that just seems so fitting. I can just totally imagine that.
Yeah. And then when I was 16 is when I was going to go on my first concert tour. And so before my 16th birthday, I was like, well, I can't do school. Like 3 hours a day of school on a concert tour is not happening. And so I graduated when I was 15. Powered through. Then I just kind of worked, you know what I mean? And so then I got ahead of school. And then the plan was to graduate when I was like 17, like just a little bit early. And then once I knew I was going on tour, my like whole 15 year, I was like, nah, let's wrap this up. So we wrapped it up, graduated, and haven't looked back since.
Holy shit.
Wow.
15.
So my parents were like, we don't want her to graduate when she's 16. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it when I'm 15.
Damn, dude.
Can you talk a little bit more about the thing that you miss or wanted? It was like the idea of walking into school with your friends.
It was like the innocent stuff. Yeah, she
That's so interesting
the, like,
to me.
Being anonymous in a sense.
Yeah, and like just
those
going to the
little moments.
store and coming home and doing her homework. Like
Because people take that for granted, I feel like.
Yeah, people do.
They don't even think about it.
There was something really exciting about walking into school, like in high school, and like wondering what this person's wearing today. Wondering
Yeah.
if people are gonna
Yeah.
like think I'm cool this year. Like,
Yeah, and like
You
she
did
would
every
also
day.
FaceTime me like in between periods when she would be rushing to class, and she'd be like, "Yeah, we have block scheduled today," and I'd be like, "What's that?" Like I just don't know any of it. You know what I mean? Because I went to school, but I was homeschooled. It's very different, and it just I don't know. I loved it. And then she homeschooled her senior year. And so I got like a glimpse into them like normal kid homeschooling versus like industry kid homeschooling, and that was cool. Like I don't know, she used to play softball too, and like when she got her school softball uniform and she had to go to practice every day, like I just like I loved that so much. And I was like, you don't understand what I would give to like have that. It was just so cool to me.
So you said like being on tour.
Yeah.
That's probably like a grind. I mean,
Yeah.
we just kind of started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like sometimes playing like what do we do like 4 shows in a row, then
Usually
4
do between 3
shows.
and 4 shows in a row before an off day.
Yeah.
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 You're an athlete. Like you're going on tour. Yes, you have to train like an
Yeah.
athlete.
Absolutely you do.
I work out at night,
Yep.
like after the
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that high, I mean, it's once
that's the thing.
once you're on that train and you're like after the show, you could do anything.
I'm not.
like,
I'm not
Yeah.
drinking. So like, I'm like, what do I do if I'm just gonna sit around and like either eat or want to like do something? So I'll just go in the gym and just like
Yep.
burn
Go
that
get it
burn the
in.
energy off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, concert tour for me was, I mean, it's my favorite thing ever. It really is. I did, started out in theaters, and then on that same tour, went to arenas, and I did 100.
Well, so like with your shows, what are they typically? Because you said you sometimes. Because I remember we were talking about like doing karaoke, and you're like,
Yeah,
I only want to do like Eminem or whatever.
yeah. Oh,
What's
all
your
right.
go-to song, JoJo?
My Slim Shady.
Top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Slim Shady by Eminem is my go-to karaoke.
Nice. I like
or,
Superman.
Look at Me Now.
Yeah.
Cause I like the it's not Eminem, but I like the super fast rap and Look at Me Now. So something about me is my singing is my biggest insecurity, and it stems from when I was little. People told me that I couldn't sing, and so then I grew up believing that. And I mean, look, I know I will never ever be Mariah Carey or Celine Dion, and it's not my goal. But I do love making music, and I do love performing. It is my favorite thing ever. But my voice, I'm so insecure about. And so up until I was 15, I would never sing live. I'd be like, "What's up, Kids' Choice Awards?" Mic off. Fully lip sync. Wouldn't even like sing out loud with the mic off because I was like, nah, if you put my live voice on there, I won't do it.
Whoa.
And then I fell in love with Freddie Mercury. And he said this quote, "No one can sing my song better than I can." And I actually have that quote on my in-ears.
When you're truly yourself, there's no way you can be second best.
Yep. And so then I told my whole team when I was going on my first tour, which is going to be when I was my first show when I was 15 and my second show when I was 16. So it was right around my 16th birthday. And I told my whole team, I was like, all right, I decided I'm singing live. And my team laughed at me and they were like, "No, you're not. Like, good one." And I was like, no, I'm singing live, 100% live. I don't care if I sound like crap. And they were like, JoJo? And I was like, what? And they were like, not only now are you not going to just do like 1 or 2 songs for a show, you're doing 20 songs back to back. Like, you're going to pre-record it and you're going to have a good time. And I was like, no, I'm going to not pre-record it. Because if I say, "What's up, Michigan?" and my voice sounds like crap, but then I sound amazing on the track, nah, it's not my vibe. I want to sing live. So Nickelodeon had me do pre-records anyways, so that way I had them. And I told them, I was like, this is a waste of time. I'm never going to do it. And I told my music producer at the time, who I'm super duper close with, I was like, we're wasting our time today. Every day we did pre-records. I was like, we're wasting our time. And he'd be like, I know, JoJo, but just in case you need them. And I vowed, I was like, no matter how fucked my voice gets, because you're using your voice every day, you're going to lose it. I was like, I will never touch these pre-records. Never touched them. Never used them.
That's
Wow,
liberating.
That's awesome.
Never touched them. 134 shows. Never touched them. Yeah, sang live. I don't know.
Wow.
Something about it. Something clicks when I'm on stage, and my body gets more broken than my voice does when I'm on tour for sure. Because I mean, I'm full dancing, and
Wow,
I
it's so
commit,
tough.
go in. Yeah,
'Cause you're losing your breath. I mean, that's
Losing
the
your-
biggest.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Like that.
my stamina is very.
What makes you pitchy is literally just losing your breath.
Losing
like
your
that's
breath,
what makes you
yeah.
sound like shit.
I've done a lot of stamina training though in this life. Oh, my
Oh, I
God.
bet you have.
Oh my God.
JoJo was literally like, she was training like for almost like a month before Special Forces. You had a weighted vest, you're breaking your boots in. Like,
really?
Yeah, I was like days before, like trying to like
Yeah.
get on the bike, trying to like not skip legs day, which was like my biggest regret.
Even like when we would like sprint to the places, like I'd be like in the middle of the sprint, I'd be like, man, I'm a little tired right now. And then we'd get there and like all the boys would be like, and I'd be like, are y'all fucking good? like I thought like, oh yeah, I'm like, this is like a little exhausting, right? But then I didn't realize that like everyone was like gasping for air. I was like, ooh, someone's stamina training paid off.
We're like literally trying to like, we're like, dude, do you feel like you're gonna fucking die? Yes, I feel like I'm gonna die. Okay, thank God.
I remember after the beasting, which will be on episode 5 that's about to come out. I don't know when the podcast airs, but the beasting. After it, I was like, damn, that was a good workout. And then like Nick's over there like a fucking hypothermic.
The puke corner?
Dude.
And I was like,
you guys had a puke corner, by the
this
way.
was good. Like I feel good now.
Okay, I'm ready for
my
the
God.
actual workout.
Your guys' stamina is so impressive to me as someone who doesn't sing and perform, because I know how I feel after I sing an Eminem song, maybe karaoke.
Yeah.
I need to sit down for like 20 minutes
Yeah.
and just recalibrate.
Yeah.
The
Obviously,
thought of
you've
doing
done, like,
20 songs in a row is so impressive to me.
you.
And dancing,
Thank you.
choreography, everything,
Full out.
crowd work.
Yep.
I guess you probably start to learn just like proper breathing and like, because
And where to breathe and
sneaky
I mean,
breaths.
here's what I always tell myself: no one cares. No one in that audience gives one crap if I'm tired. They
Yeah.
don't give a crap if I'm out of breath. And especially my mom watching me with her folded arms in the sound booth. Because if I am out of breath, she will tell me. And if I look bad, she will tell me. And you're not going to a concert to see me be like gassed on the third song. You know what I mean? On that third song, you want the energy lift. And so I do it for the people and I love it. But yeah, no, I'll literally like pre-show, I won't be able to walk. Like my legs will just be done giving out. People will be like, how are you going to do the show tonight? And I'll be like, I don't know, but I will. Get on stage, can't feel it.
I've been close to canceling shows, especially early on.
Oh yeah.
Nah, never do
And
it.
like freaking out. And then I
matter
just
what,
like,
don't do it.
then they somehow like, no, I know.
Yeah.
Somehow they end up being like some of our best shows. I
Yep.
mean, there's been
And
times.
the best memories. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll like call up my vocal coach, like be FaceTiming him. I'm like, I'll be like, Mark, I can't. I'm Mark. I'm like literally like, I don't know. He's like, you're fine. And really too, like, I have a backup singer and another female singer. We have 2 backup singers, but also it's like people just want you to be able to hit those high notes.
Yep.
And also because we're a cover band, and obviously your
Yep.
fans, like they know the songs, they're singing them just like
Yep.
they're screaming them out too because
Yep.
they know the words.
And I know someone coming to my show is just there for a good time. They ain't
Yeah.
coming to see the best vocalist. You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
so hyped to see you,
and
JoJo.
I would tell you,
Yeah.
like, if you're going to see vocals, do not come to my show.
Yeah, Celine Dion is not, and
You wanna
Mariah
have a
Carey
damn
are
good
not
time?
doing like
Right.
crazy ass like
Yep.
choreo. Like,
Yeah.
they're wheeling her out on a fucking, jet ski, and she's waving like this and singing
Right.
"Dream Lover,"
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is great. Like Mariah's got that voice,
I did really screw my voice up though while I was on tour. We don't know when or how it happened, but I won't take vocal lessons because they make me feel like I'm a bad singer. They make me have those insecurities, so I stay far away from them.
Really.
Yeah, yeah,
It's done the opposite for me. In fact, that thing that you said about I just keep going to vocal coaches
Yeah.
until I find, and I learned a new thing from everyone.
everyone. Yeah,
So currently I have 2.
yeah,
But this one girl I worked with, Miss Lydia, she said something that really stuck with me. And there's like one song, it's like always a song that like it clicks.
yeah,
It was actually The Power of Love and that we did. And like she's like, don't stop judging your instrument. I can tell you're judging your instrument.
Yeah.
I can hear it coming out of your voice. Just literally relax.
yeah,
Let the sound come out
yeah,
and accept it.
yeah.
Don't judge your instrument. And I like she said
I
that
wish I could.
and I did that. And
I've tried. Trust me, for 10 years.
and it's like
Yeah.
and another thing I started doing too is that like people have their break or whatever, or like weak areas in their voice. I'm like, I'm just gonna sing songs right there.
Yeah.
Right there until it
Until you
goes
do it.
away.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah,
Just little things. I mean, and another thing, like one, you had a great quote with, like confidence or being confident in who you are. Another thing I always like to live by is like what one person can do, another can do.
Yep.
You know, so if it's like when you see somebody who's doing it, there's a trick. Like people that I looked up to, like Steve Perry, Matt Bellamy from Muse, Brandon Boyd from Incubus, obviously, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. Like I know there's a way, there's a trick. This is how they're doing it. There's a way.
Yep.
So you just sort of try to figure it out.
Yep.
And keep it like get it.
Keep going.
Keep going and keep it in a sense easy.
Yeah.
There's always an easy way to do it. Not easy like it's easy, but there's like you don't have to like lift. It's not like because when I first started,
Not like
I'd be like,
damn boat.
I'd be like, yeah, exactly. I'd be like clenching to hit like high notes, and it's like in fact the opposite.
Once I realized too live, you can go an octave lower if you want. You can go an octave higher if you want. You know what I mean? Then you can chant if you want. That's when I was like, let's go, baby.
You can also hold the mic to the audience.
Oh, my favorite.
You guys do it.
Because they will love it.
For me too, I can just stop and dance to the instrumental if I just want to dance. You know what I mean? Like that's like I always say dance is like my secret weapon. Like if I know my voice is shot tonight and I don't want to go for the high note, I'll do what my dancers are doing. I'll jump in on choreo. You know what I mean? And like
wow, that's great.
it's a secret weapon for sure.
That's really cool about you being a
dancer.
Well, you being a dancer, but also you being like it's like being your own music.
Yeah.
With us, we do covers, so it's like people like they want you to hit that note. They want to hear
that. Yeah.
They want to hear that.
Yeah.
We make it our own, but they want
that solo or that vocal
yeah.
part.
Yeah, but it's cool though. It's like there's pros and cons to both.
For sure.
Yeah.
What
would you if you could cover a song, what do you think would be one of your favorites?
I love covering Queen music.
Yeah?
I like covering Queen and I like covering Elton John. But now I think I'm going to cover Gay For Me by G Flip.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're my favorite right now.
Thank you for schooling us, JoJo.
What'd you say?
Thank you for schooling us.
Oh, G Flip is the fucking best.
I would love to cover a song with you.
What are we covering? Slim Shady?
No. I remember I was telling you, and I worked with somebody, and I could show it to you, but I think we should do, Time After Time.
Time after time. Nope, that's not the melody. If you're lost in your love, and you will find it.
If I didn't have my voice right now, if I hadn't lost my voice,
time.
I would sing it with you. But it's actually sung by it was Cyndi Lauper and also one of the lead vocalists from the Hooters, and wrote it together. And so like he comes in on the choruses, but it's a pretty cool way to like do the verses. Let's do it.
All right.
It'd be
I love
fun.
that.
Count me in.
Hell yeah. What was I gonna say? So, so what are you excited about like coming up?
There's a lot. I filmed something actually this week that I can't talk about, but I'm
So tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'm
Tell us
so
everything.
stoked about it. It's gonna be the best. It's only a 3-day shoot, but I get to see old friends. That's what I can say, and I'm very excited about that.
Old friends.
I have my own podcast coming out, JoJo Siwa Now.
Nice.
Comes out on Halloween. I've got new music coming out, which I'm so stoked about. Filming my music video at the end of this month for the first song, which is just I'm so excited. What else? I got my girl group XOMG Pop, who is just they're the best. They're awesome. They're taking over the kids' space. I'm excited for the next generation to have good kids to look up to. And these 4 kids, Penelope, Tiny T, Dallas, and Brooklyn, they are that. They are the perfect kids to look up to.
You're like the new Simon Cowell.
they're my little babies.
Well, hey, I want to say thank you so much for coming by and doing this.
Dude, anytime.
You're
We
busy as
definitely
shit,
got some.
yeah.
We got some things. We definitely got to do. We got to TP a house. You got to do that.
Let's do it.
I'm in for
Seriously. Let's cover a song.
Let's do it.
And then I definitely want to go.
Still want to come to TomTom.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. Well,
got
actually, I
brunch
gotta go
now.
out of town. But yeah, we have brunch now on Saturdays and Sundays.
Sick.
It's so cute. It's so nice. It's like half indoor, half outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, come by whenever. Bring whoever.
We'll do a
Nice.
little WeHo extravaganza, a little crawl, a Vander
do it.
crawl.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll
do
a
it.
Vander crawl.
Yeah,
And we
and
gotta
then
go indoor skydiving.
indoor skydiving. That sounds really annoying for you.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Sweet.
Thank you for having me.
JoJo.
Yeah,
Joe.
thanks for coming. And yeah, we'll Wow, it's been a great episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Another episode of Everybody Loves Tom, because let's face it, everybody does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.